Hey everyone, Glenn Kellaway from the basement. How's everyone doing? First, I would be remiss if I did not wish all my friends in the U.S. a happy Thanksgiving, to you and your family and your friends and your loved ones and your pets. I hope you have a great holiday, festive occasion with everyone, and you're all safe and happy and warm and listening to tunes and watching football and eating turkey and whatever else. So I have been planning my year-end reviews, and I was going to hold off until December 1st. But then there's a channel called The Long Cut. Pretty good channel. He did his best releases, top 10 releases of 2022. So he broke the seal. So all bets are off. I'm going to do this in two parts. What I want to do first today is talk about my favorite purchases of 2022. So that would include like some box sets and maybe some remixes and reissues and just some miscellaneous stuff. And then my next video, I'm going to discuss all the records and CDs I bought that were released, brand new releases from 2022, and rank them. So hopefully this will be a bit more of a fun one. Let's get started with my Zappa hat. I wanted a Zappa hat for the longest time. I was in Sam the Record Man in Belleville, Ontario, probably a year ago, and they had this sitting on the shelf, and I went, nah, I'll come back and get it later. I go back a couple of days later, I had a change of heart, couldn't find it. Then about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, I'm in the store, they got a few hats up on a shelf, and they got Pink Floyd, and they had Iron Maiden and all this. I don't see anything interesting at all. And then I noticed there was hats on top of each other. So I pulled down one of the hats, and it's a different hat underneath. It's like a Led Zeppelin hat or something. I went, oh, so maybe they've got different kinds of hats underneath. Here comes my phone ringing just when I'm doing my video. It can wait. So I start looking through all the hats. And what do I find but my Zappa hat? It was probably there all the time. So I bought the Zappa hat. I'm very happy. I proudly wear it. Big fan. And while we're talking about Zappa, one of my favorite things I bought this year was Zappa Erie, the great box set of 6 CDs showcasing Frank's live performances in the Erie, Pennsylvania area in 73 and 74. Great band. Probably my favorite Zappa era for band with Ruth. No, Ruth Underwood wasn't in this band actually. But yeah, it's so good, especially the first couple of CDs are well worth having. If you're a Zappa fan, this is pretty much must have. Excellent. So that's enough of Zappa. Another thing that kind of was cool this year was Sam St. John bugging me and bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. You know how people bug you? Like he bugged me. He was bugging me. Sam, you're bugging me. It's Marty Stewart, Way Out West. He kept saying, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. And I'm going, I don't want to hear it. I got no interest in it. And then I bought it. And Sam was right. He wasn't bugging me. He was trying to turn me on to something really good. And it's really good. So I'm going to start bugging you guys. This is a great album. Marty Stewart, Way Out West. It's not a new country album. It's very rootsy country and cool country, and even borders out of country. And it was produced by Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And it's a great frickin' album. So it's one of the highlights of my year purchasing this thing. I'm trying to think of when it was originally released. This album was from 2017, but highly suggest Marty Stewart, Way Out West, with the fabulous superlatives, his great band. Excellent album, excellent. Oh, I am in Orlando, Florida on my recent trip in November.
go to this Bright Light Books, a stop I always make. Love this store. Use books, use CDs, use vinyl. Great titles in there. Always find something cool. I went to look at the music biographies, which I'm a big fan of. And I'm browsing through, and they got, a bunch of Beatles ones and, the typical stuff. And then I see, just kind of hidden between two books, I see this. And I go, what is that? Is that some kind of reissue of John Lennon's second book from 1965, A Spaniard in the Works? And I pull it out, and damned if it isn't an original 1965 Simon & Schuster book in fantastic shape. Look at it. The binding is perfect. The pages are all white. Now there's a bit of wear in the corner, but that's it, man. $8. $8. I just about freaked out. I don't know how they did this. I looked it up online, anywhere from $25 to $75, depending who's selling it. Friggin' freaked out. It's sitting on my shelf proudly. These books are a lot of fun. There's poems and little stories. Let me read a poem from John. I have a little budgie. He is my very pal. I take him walks in Britain. I hope I always shall. I call my budgie Jeffrey. My granddad's name's the same. I call him after Granddad, who had a feathered brain. Some people don't like budgies, the little yellow brats. They eat 'em up for breakfast, or they give 'em to their cats. My uncle ate a budgie. It was so fat and fair, I cried and called him Ronnie. He didn't seem to care. Although his name was Arthur, it didn't mean a thing. He went into a pet shop and ate up everything. The doctors looked inside him to see what they could do, but he had been too greedy and died just like a zoo. Now, it keeps going on, but that's kind of nonsense, gibberish stuff that John was doing, which was pretty cool, actually. But I was beside myself finding that book. Not very often you find grails. I found one this year, and if you're a bluegrass fan, you know this album without even naming the artist or the title of the album. You just say Rounder 0077, the catalog number, and it's J.D. Crowe in the New South. If Elliot Cruz is watching this, he knows what I mean. This album is one of the greatest bluegrass albums of all time. New grass, I guess you would call it, with Tony Rice and Ricky Skaggs in the band. Fantastic album. I mean, I found this in a store for $7. Look it up on Discogs and see how much you got to pay for this baby in mint condition, because this is absolutely mint, not a crack or a pop on it. J.D. Crowe in the New South. So that was a very cool purchase for me personally. I know all you guys aren't bluegrass fans, but trust me, that's a big find. Larry Graves. Larry and I were doing the CD exchanges, and he was a catalyst for me to get me involved in a couple of things, which I'll discuss as we keep going. But first off, he lent me the CD Black Sea by XTC. I came home, I played it, and I went, I really like it. I played it maybe a couple times and thought, this is really, this is special. A couple days later, I'm at Zap Records in Cobourg, Ontario, Canada's greatest independent record store, run by my friend, or owned and run by my friend Tim. And I find the Black Sea on vinyl for $10 in absolute BG plus condition. Just awesome. Sent me on an XTC journey that has turned into a total obsession, one of my favorite bands now. And so that was a real special moment for me, getting the Black Sea XTC. What else do I have here that I want to talk about? How about, I'm a huge fan. Larry just did a video, Larry Graves, the Canadian stud muffin, just did a video, rank his 50 debut albums. I didn't really consider this a debut album. It's Arthur Brown. So Arthur Brown to me is
first album with the fire on it, The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, is kind of his debut. And the other, it's always Arthur Brown and Kingdom Come, Arthur Brown, whatever. So, but it's arguably a debut album. Arthur Brown and Kingdom Come, Galactic Zoo Dossier. I was turned on this album 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, from my buddy Tim again at Zap. Told me I should check this, and he threw me the CD, and I freaking just went, oh my God, mind-blowing good. This just resonated with me so much. And earlier this year, Arthur Brown put a limited number of these for sale on his website and autographed them. So there's Arthur Brown's autograph. I frigging love this album. Was so happy to get this. This is like a fantastic record. Excellent. One of the best purchases I made all year. What else have I got here? Oh, let's go with I always have two friends with me in the basement. One is my dog Peyton, who I love very much. My best friend in the whole world. He just, we complete each other. What can I say? He's always on the couch over there. He loves sitting in the basement with me. It's very cool. And the other is something that I picked up when I was in Florida early in the year, in January, I think it was. Jerry Garcia. I got Jerry. Jerry sits on a table about 4 feet from me in the corner, just like that, and I look at him 10 times a day. He is my other buddy in the basement. I will never part with this Jerry Garcia doll. I love it. You can bury me with Jerry. It's just a real cool thing that I have that I absolutely love. My Jerry doll. Right, Jerry? Okay, what next? Let's go with this. There was such anticipation for this to come out. I mean, do you buy the vinyl? Do you buy the CD? Do you not buy any at all because it's too expensive? But in the end, I caved and bought the CD set. Revolver. The remix is fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's great. It's my go-to listen to Revolver now. And, fantastic with the book and the outtakes and alternate takes and just fantastic. Gotta have it, man. Just one of the great releases of 2022. Revolver. Oh, what else have I got here? Let's go with this one. I wanted this for so long. It went out of print, and I couldn't afford it. It's selling for $300-400, closer to $4, sometimes $5. It got ridiculous priced. It's just a classy frickin' set, complete catalog of Mr. Bob Dylan, the complete album collection, Volume 1. I am just so happy. It sits on my right speaker on top of it, so close to me, and I listen to a lot of these CDs. They're just incredible. From his debut album in 1962 right up until Tempest, which came out, I can't even remember what year Tempest came out now, but right up until Tempest. The only thing not included in this set is the 3 crooner albums and Rough and Rowdy Ways. Everything else is here, and it's a classy set. It's beautiful. Some of the albums have been remastered. It's got this great sidetrack CD with stuff that was on the Biograph set and some other stuff like George Jackson and things like that, cuts that really you can't get anywhere else. Come with this nice little hardcover book. It's just a beautiful, beautiful set, and I got a chance. They reissued it, I believe, in a limited amount, because I'm not sure it's even available now. But I picked it up for what I think is a song. So very, very happy with that. That's like a treasured piece for me. 2 more things.
You know, I went on a David Bowie, just obsessed. One of the, just, you know, I went from liking David Bowie to thinking this man is a friggin' genius. Again, the catalyst was the CD exchanges with the Canadian stud muffin Larry Graves when he let me low. And I brought this home and went, wow, there's way more to Bowie than I ever imagined or ever paid any attention to. This is my favorite Bowie album now, and has just sent me on such a journey. And love this album. Love it, love it, love it. I ended up picking up this box set. Again, you could be crying this out of my cold dead hands. Brilliant Adventures, 1992 to 2001. Just fantastic. These albums, there's not a bad album. David Bowie did not make a bad album, and some of the ones that I've discovered comes with a hardcover book. Some of the ones I've discovered that are just brilliant are things like Black Tie and White Noise and Buddha of Suburbia. I absolutely love this album. Recall, there's a bunch of like outtakes and things like that included in that. The Toy album, Outside, Earthling, BBC Radio Theater stuff, and Hours. Just a fantastic book set, and not only is it a good box set, it's well done too. Heavy cardboard, real good color on the things, posters and hardcover book, and all the CDs are in protective sleeves. If I can get it out. So protective I can't even get it out. Look at it, comes like an insert, like a record, and then comes with a sleeve too. I mean, fantastic. This set is so classy, so well done. I wish I had the money to buy the rest of them. This one I picked up for $100 when it was on sale. It seems to fluctuate quite a bit on price. Yes. And one more thing I got to show you once I get this thing back in the box. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Turkey's probably in the oven. Football's starting at 1. It's 20 after 12. Okay, one more thing that just, you know, it's probably the highlight of the year for me in purchases. It was a $300 purchase, so it was not cheap. I waited and waited and waited. This is something that sells for like $500-600. I found a used, I don't know if it was a return. It was an Amazon warehouse sale, so someone returned it. I get the feeling they returned it because it has a broken seam on the box. I can live with that, man. Caravan, I've shown this before, but 37 CDs, their whole studio catalog, a bunch of live stuff from over the years, just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I love it. I love this band. I'm so passionate about Caravan. I discovered them a couple of years ago, and man, there's not many bands that I like better than Caravan. And I play stuff out of this set all the time, and it sits on my shelf, and I just look and go, I'm so proud to own it. I hope you guys have some stuff that you bought this year, you got as gifts or whatever that's special to you. Nothing better than the gift of music. And that's all I got for today. I hope everyone has a great day. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I'll be back with my top 10 releases of 2022 in a few days. Take care.